thank you again so much for joining us today. And we're really excited to hear a little bit more about how Quadra has been impactful for Hunton Services. So just to get started here, the HVAC and commercial refrigeration industry continues to evolve rapidly. How is the changing industry landscape influencing the way Hunton Services approaches operations, customer service, and technology adoption?
So we have to have a little bit of an open mind when we come to everything in the HVAC business. We use a lot of different technologies. We're always looking for new technologies, a little bit better edge. We use things like XOI, Quadra, Asset Panda, as well as on-site and external trainings. We also we just have to stay on the edge of all of the technologies. We have several people within our group, depending on their expertise, that stays engaged in everything that's going on in the industry. And we bring those back to the table every week and go, okay, well, what are we looking at? What do we need to grab hold of? What do we need to explore more? What do we need to learn more about? So it's a lot about learning and teaching.
So for the next question, before implementing Quadra, what challenges was Hunton Services looking to address within your quoting and estimating process?
When I came to Hunton, and one of the big, I guess, roadblocks that we had were we didn't have a lot of visibility throughout the business. You know, our sales team didn't have visibility about what's going on with quoting. Technicians didn't have a lot of visibility of where their quotes are at. With Quadra, we've been able to open that visibility up to everyone, and everyone can see statuses. They can make changes. They can make recommendations. They can make notes and say, "Hey, when we go to do this, we need to do, X or Y instead of doing it the exact way that we have it." I think a lot of it has to come down to visibility, and visibility is probably the biggest thing for us because we were doing things a certain way for so long that we needed to catch up, and it's given us a little bit of an edge now that we're starting to reap those rewards.
So in such a competitive industry, why is operational efficiency and responsiveness so important to your business?
So, the old adage is time is money. The faster we can get something in front of the customer, the fresher it is in their minds. They remember pictures. They remember the conversation they had, let's say yesterday, with the technician. So it's fresh in their mind. They know it creates that sense of urgency. We spend a lot of time with our customers, but we also know that this is a very competitive business, and they may be getting 3 or 4 quotes from different companies, and usually if you're the first one, you're going to grab that. And so it comes down to time is money. We have to be very, very quick and efficient and try to turn things around immediately to the customer.
Once Quadra was implemented, how did it help modernize or streamline the way your team creates and manages quotes?
It goes back to visibility. Now everybody has a hand in it, and everybody has ownership of it. And we know that our sales folks take care of the account, and they have that ownership piece. Our technicians, we give that leverage to the technicians to have ownership of that property or of that piece of equipment. Our office team, our support team here takes ownership and runs with the ball to make sure that everyone else is able to capture that ownership. So it comes back down to visibility and ownership.
In regards to noticing the change in quote turnaround time, do you have any idea comparison of like what it would have taken before to turn a quote around compared to now?
Yeah, so our quote turnaround process has been reduced by about 40% on average. Now, we track things on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, and obviously by the year. And some months our turnaround time has been reduced by as much as 75% in some of our busier months. So Quadra's actually helped a lot to get us to that point. It's been the main thing that's turned us around for that.
Beyond time savings, what operational improvements or business benefits have stood out the most for Hunton Services?
Ability to increase the sales and increase the numbers, increase the dollar amounts, increase the counts. Just kind of rough numbers here. Our total dollar amount has increased by 26% over last year. And this is a very, very steady increase. Our total quote count, we've increased that number by 23%. We've done all of this without adding headcount. So I still have a 5-man team that still takes care of 11 different divisions, and we're still able to increase our quote count, our dollar amounts, and turnaround times have been reduced. So that's really the big, on the financial side, that's the biggest impact that we can make. We're putting a lot more quotes out. In the beginning, we were, before Quadra, we were probably doing, 8 to 10 quotes a day. Now we're doing, 15, 20, sometimes 30 quotes a day.
Implementing new technology and training users can be challenging. Tell us a bit about the implementation and training process with getting onboarded with Quadra and your experience with the Earth team.
So I will tell you that the Earth team has been the most responsive group of folks that I've ever had to work with in my over 30 years of being in business. And I send something out to Ryan or to the support team, and I get an answer back within an hour. At most I'll get a, hey, let me look into that kind of thing from Ryan or from Jennifer or someone. But they're going to get back within 24 hours. I have an answer. And if it's something that's a little bit more complicated, then there's a phone call that's made. We get on a Teams call or something and say, hey, you gotta have to walk us through this. But they're very, very responsive. So the support that we've gotten from the Earth team has been amazing. On our end of things, on the Hunton end of things, as you implement a new system, it's always a little difficult. It's going to be a little bit difficult. I think that the Earth team was really patient with us because we're moving from an antiquated Excel spreadsheet to an actual platform, and there's a lot of things that we do that we've just done it this way for 15, 20, 30, 45 years that they had to help us get through, but they were really patient with us.
Okay, so final question. Looking back, what was the biggest value Quadra has brought to Hunton Services in supporting your business objectives?
It's got to be collaboration. We're able to collaborate a whole lot easier, which obviously brings more money and brings a lot more happy customers. We have a lot of our hospitals and school, the school districts and things like that have seen the change, and they've made mention of it a few times. But I think the collaboration piece where we can actually see, and it's not actually live, but we can almost see live what a technician's doing out in the field. If they have a question, they can get on the phone with me and, okay, you got to hit this button, you got to hit that button, hit the update button. And then once it updates, I can see it on my screen. Okay, you missed this spot, and that coaching piece. On the sales side of things, the salesman can see things. They can run with things. Hey, I forgot about this one. Again, we're a growing company, as most companies are nowadays, and we have to have that collaboration.
Well, Scott, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate you taking the time to do this with us, and to get to really hear like a true deep success story like this is really exciting, and helps us to do our job better as well. So thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.